everyone, and welcome to Xiaohe Classroom. In this section, we introduce the functions of MQTT communication for H312. PLC can only do MQTT client-side. Need to use MQTT library instructions to achieve. The program has been written. Let's directly open FCO to take a look. Find MQTT in the communication class below the library on the left. It can be seen that it contains 3 instructions: an MQTT client-side connection instruction, then a topic publish instruction and topic subscribe, a total of 3 instructions. So let's first look at one of the meanings of these 3 instructions. First of all, the first instruction is used to establish a connection with the MQTT server, and then the definition of the pin is directly transferred to its definition to view. We can see a description of the input pin above. Here is the Internet Protocol address of our server and the port number of the server, as well as the client's ID and live time, as well as the server's username and password. The server login method supports anonymous login and the use of usernames and passwords. If the MQTT server does not have a username and password, it only needs to write non-zero values to these 2 addresses. If the server has a username and password, it is necessary to write the service and username password to these 2 addresses. Then below we can see a specific interpretation of each input and output, as well as the meaning of the specific error ID if the instruction reports an error. When you need to establish a connection with the server, you only need to connect to M0.0. After the connection is successful, a connection ID will be generated, which needs to be applied to the instructions for topic publishing and subscribing. When you need to publish a message to the corresponding topic, directly enter the corresponding topic and publish content, message length, QoS level, and retain mark here, and trigger M0.1 to publish. Then the pin definition of the instruction can also be directly viewed at the definition. For example, an introduction to the QoS level, a description of the retain logo, and begin can be seen here. Then go down to the topic subscription instruction. Enter the topic to subscribe to. QoS message level. After the subscription is successful, the new message will be displayed in the PMSG. The length of the message will be displayed in the VW1 to 2. Each message received. The receipt will be incremented by 1, which can be used to determine whether the message has been received. Let's explain the code below. First, use the MQTT client-side connection instruction to establish a connection with the server. After the connection is successful, you can use the MQTT release instruction to publish topic messages, triggering a release of messages. The content of the published message written on the instruction is the address starting from the character of the actual string, excluding the string length. So if the character content starts from VB to 51, the string length will be stored in VB to 50. You can get the length of the string by getting the length instruction and write it to the length of the publishing instruction, so that the length of the message to be published can be automatically calculated after each input of the message content. Then the subscription of the topic is the same. After the subscription is successful, as long as there is a message published under the corresponding topic, it can be received within the bytes starting from VB350 and then the received length will be stored in VW1 to 2, and then the type of length will be converted to bytes. In VB349, you can directly view the received content in VB349 in string format. Let's download the program directly and take a look at its communication with the server. We use the MQTT debugging assistant as another client side and write the IP and ported the corresponding server to it. We use anonymous login, so there is no need to enter a username and password. The green display here means the connection is successful. Then let's take a look at a connection between our PLC and the server. Open the status table and take a look. First of all, we need to write the server IP port, client-side ID, username, and password correctly. The server doesn't have a username or password, so just write a non-zero value. We will trigger M0.0 after we write it. VB104 shows 1, which means the connection to the server was successful. Then we can publish the topic to the server. For example, the theme of the release is speed, and the content is 50 kilometers per hour. The length can be obtained by yourself according to the content. We now subscribe to the topic speed on the client-side software, and then the PLC will publish the message. You can see that the message released by PLC has been received here. Then modify the published content and trigger it again. After retriggering, you can see that the debugging software can still receive new content. The MQTT server is equivalent to a relay station. As long as the client side subscribes to the corresponding topic, it can forward the information of the topic published by the other client side to the subscriber side. Then let's take a look at the subscription function at the PLC. By debugging the software to publish messages, the PLC can subscribe to realize. For example, the published topic is "Ah" when publishing a message. You can choose the cost level and whether to enable the retain function. L, for example, the message published is 123, and then the subscription is triggered on the PLC side. Because retain is selected when publishing, the client side of the post subscription can still receive the latest message, reserved by the server. For each message received, the receive ID is also incremented by 1. Then this is a configuration operation of the PLC as an MQTT client. That's all. Thanks for watching.